Hello friends and welcome back to another video, which is in fact part of a new series where we'll be looking at what to expect in The Rings of Power Season 2, and the first episode is Elves Edition. So make sure to like and subscribe, where in this episode we're going to be looking at all the things we expect to see from the elves in The Rings of Power Season 2, and this will also include book spoilers for the first half and then leaks and rumours for the second half. So yes, make sure to like and subscribe. The Discord link is in the description below as well. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So I know starting off we might be actually jumping near to the end of the season, but we will be seeing the beginning of the War of the Elves and Sauron. So we know this is a big titular point of the second age, and it was even announced by Amazon at the start as an event they are going to look over. And we know from some set pictures that we are going to be seeing the sack of Eregion particularly as well. As you can see, the Eregion main center area being absolutely toppled over, destroyed, the Feanor statue toppled down as well, dead bodies, dead elves everywhere. It is looking pretty nasty there, which of course book-wise is a good thing because we know Celebrimbor also dies as well. It'll be interesting to see whether we see that in the season as well, and his face off with Sauron. And that actually lends us to the next point, which is Annatar fooling Celebrimbor in Eregion. Now this is an important thing because of course with season 1 we had the rings just basically be made as an afterthought after Halbrand had left Eregion. So hopefully you'll be actually starting to finally see rings being forged in season 2, and I expect that we shall, especially from an Annatar figure in Eregion fooling Celebrimbor and some of the other elves as well. But talking about elves, we have some wise elves, and that's of course Círdan. So the big thing here is that we're going to finally see Círdan in the Rings of Power Season 2, and we know this is already confirmed, but it will be interesting to see if we will finally see the Grey Havens, and if we know Numenor won't be coming to aid probably in season 2, but if there will be any establishment between Numenor and the Grey Havens with Círdan, because we know throughout the Second Age, or all the earlier parts of Second Age, the men of Numenor did come over to the Grey Havens and meet with Círdan. For example, Tar Aldarion in his many travels, and also a letter was sent from High King Gil-galad through Mithlond to Numenor around 750 of the Second Age. So there was that prior contact. It'll be interesting to see if we will see this relation. Also, we have that Elrond will be leading an army in Eregion during the downfall of Eregion, and of course it looks like he will be in charge with maybe Gil-galad maybe sitting back, or maybe not sitting back, but standing more, or how we saw it with Miriel when Numenor came to the aid of the Southlanders, where she stayed back with Isildur for a bit, while you have your captain, for example, which was Elendil in that case, now being Elrond in this case, as battle reports have shown us that he will be in Eregion leading the army and having quite an interesting dynamic with Adar, as we learn that him and Adar will get into a big fight, and it looks like something that's almost climactic to the season, and this will result in a big moment as well. It looks like they will have a bit of a rivalry, and also funnily enough something that includes a trebuchet as well. So it's going to be quite exciting to see this dynamic in the Rings of Power Season 2. Another interesting dynamic, again involving Adar, is that Galadriel will be captured and be in a cage before episode 6 of the Rings of Power Season 2. And this is one of the more controversial, well maybe not controversial, but more eye-opening ones so far, as is again including the lead character Galadriel being locked up for quite a bit of the season. Well, not quite a bit, but it seems like until episode 6 she will spend a fair bit with Adar, and we know they had unfinished business at the end of season 1, where of course Adar did escape, but they had quite a tense discussion around, of course, Adar even suggesting that Galadriel was becoming the evil she was seeking out to destroy. So yeah, that is going to be quite an exciting dynamic that hopefully we'll get to see, and see some good dialogue, because that's something the show does need and need to improve on. So hopefully we'll see that there, because some of the best dialogue was in that scene, in fact, from season 1. But now back to the battle sets. Now let's see which actors are confirmed to be on these battle sets. So first let's start off with Benjamin Walker, who of course plays Gil-galad, Robert Aramayo, Elrond, of course, that was expect these two with Elrond and Gil-galad being on the battle sets, it makes sense. We also have Charles Edwards, Celebrimbor, Selene Lowe, Medania, which is allegedly her name, this is not 100% confirmed, who have all spent a lot of time on their Region / Elven sets at Brave Studios. So out of this list, Celebrimbor's the only one that wasn't seen on the Battlefield sets. So it's good to stress that he was seen on the Elven sets at Brave Studios, but not specifically the battle set. Now back to Galadriel again. We know that Morfydd Clark will face off against what is called a Berserker Orc, which is said to be massive and almost 2 meters tall. A similar comparison on set was made to the bloater from The Last of Us episode 5, and a picture of that will be on screen. So yes, it looks like Galadriel will be having quite an interesting season. She's going from being locked up to then defending a Region and fighting off a massive orc within itself. It'll be interesting to see who wins this. Of course, we saw a lot of Galadriel's fighting skills in season 1, but will she be bested by what seems to be a massive orc? But the bigger thing here is that she will be at Eregion during this battle, but she's also going to be saving all the elves, so that's going to be an interesting thing that we will see. Something exciting, because we haven't heard a lot of him so far for season 2, we do have some information on Aronde, who is played by Ishmael Cruz Cordova, and he will be at the 2-episode battle. And Aronde, Isildur and Estrid will be in the same plotline and share scenes together for some of the season. So it's fair to assume that Isildur will make it to Pelage, where Bronwyn, Aronde and Theo were presumed to be going into season 2, as during one of the final scenes, that seems like where they were heading off to. So we know that, but then he's somehow going to make his way from there all the way to Region to help probably with the siege and to help defend against Sauron's and Adar's forces. So this is going to be something that is hopefully going to excite fans. From Charlotte Brandstrom's recent interview, it is understood that for season 2 we should expect a lot more action. And she's doing a terrific job on the show Shogun so far. You can check that out on Disney+. She directed episode 3, the most recent episode, and that has some excellent nighttime battles. So I think this was going to be something that should be improved on, and we'll see great in season 2. But alongside that, she did also mention stuff like costuming, the aesthetic looks. They took feedback in and are going to try and improve that for season 2. So hopefully we will see improvements there as well. But the main thing here is, what do you expect or hope to expect to see in the Rings of Power season 2 from the lore perspective? As because we went over the forging of the rings, we've seen the creation of the Doors of Durin, seen the sack of Eregion. From that to some of the leaks, do you expect to see Adar and Galadriel's conflict resolved? Do you think we will see Aronde help with the battle almost in that Legolas role that we saw in Helm's Deep? Of course, don't want to make that comparison too early, because I'm sure that will happen, but of course something within that nature. Let us know in the comments below. But thank you guys for watching, we really appreciate it. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as we're going to start producing more and more videos regularly as well, and Council of Fans will be returning as well. So yes, thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Until the next video, my friends, goodbye.